Marvel was announced, and it looks absolutely incredible. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls by Arc System Works was recently announced at the latest PlayStation State of Play, and the FGC cannot stop talking about it, so let's dissect the video and talk about the gameplay. Right off the bat, we can tell that aside from Kamala Khan, Peter Quill, and Robbie Reyes, aka Miss Marvel, Star-Lord, and Ghost Rider respectively, a lot of the characters' moves are a return to form from the Marvel vs. Capcom games that we've previously had, as well as mechanics familiar from other ArcSys fighters, which in and of itself isn't surprising considering that those moves are references themselves from the comics. So we've all seen Iron Man use a Unibeam, or Cap throw his shield, or Spider-Man web someone up in the comics when we were a kid. That's fine. But on top of that, we've got several new moves and mechanics from the Marvel vs. Capcom mainstays and ArcSys that really add a lot of flavor and excitement to the characters' kits that I'm very excited about. Number one on that list being Spider-Man and his Spidey senses. This actually not only gives us a little bit of theory on the game mechanics, but also a bit of insight on how his kit and other characters' kits might function overall. Firstly, it seems as if this game will in fact have EX moves, as upon activation, his body flashes with an orange-gold outline, and this is an ArcSys game, so it wouldn't be entirely out of pocket to presume that this is possibly an EX move that uses some meter instead of a full bar, similar to late Dragon Ball fighters. On top of this, it seems to be not entirely dissimilar to the mobility move he uses against Star-Lord. It even has the same reddish silhouette trailing behind him after he does it, which adds to the theory of the game having EX moves on top of supers, as this move seems to be either a light, medium, or heavy version of the previous EX move, and the one he uses against Miss Marvel herself is an EX. This EX move also seems to be an invincible reversal that is a parry stance that activates upon contact with a special or normal. This is seemingly opposed to the normal variants, which actually seem to have a guard point on them during the first couple active frames. I'd imagine it probably loses to throws, command grabs, and supers, like most parry stances in video games. This does make me wonder, however, if this means he's not going to have his Spidey Sting. And while this isn't a Capcom game, Spidey Sting isn't only just in the MVC games, although it's most prevalent in the FGC in those. I also want to look at this move here. This glowing cyan circle that seems to surround characters and hit stun during certain interactions. I have two immediate thoughts about this, and they're sort of the same. The first is that this is either a voluntary special input that you can do, or it's an automatic, uncontrollable state-based action that happens during certain interactions between someone in hit stun and someone attacking them. However, the result is the same. A move that seems to force a grounded knockdown state. Every time a character is shown to have this circle appear around them in the trailer, after a couple of frames, their body instantly attempts to reach the ground as quick as possible. I'm a little bit more inclined to believe that this is a voluntary type of command you can input on a character, as when you look at Storm in the trailer, when she inflicts this status upon Dr. Doom, the move she's using changes properties, going from a straight shot attack to now traveling in a parabola after being shunted straight down by a wind gust similar to Gotenks' light Beyblade in DBFZ. And then after that, the glowing cyan circle happens and it forces Doom down faster along with her. Either way, I think this mechanic is going to be very, very interesting for combo game, because it seems like from here you can enforce certain unique state-based follow-ups that you maybe wouldn't be able to normally get had this cyan circle not activated on an opponent in the middle of a combo. Besides that, a good amount of mechanics seem like familiar returns to form from previous tag fighters. There are air dashes, and thankfully they seem to function more similarly to ArcSys games before Guilty Gear Strive, where it was instant the moment the input was made instead of a reactable startup and a glowing "I'm about to do an air dash" sigil on top of you. We also have anti-airs that double as launchers, and while the anti-air might be a standard DBFZ 2H, the launcher follow-up is more definitely reminiscent of MVC, which makes sense as it would be a little bit crazy if this game had super dashes. Crossovers are very standard normally for tag fighters, except they look like they function a good bit differently here. Usually in tag fighters, once you guard cancel with an assist, that assist takes over after doing their assist attack and you fight like normal. Here, we can see Iron Man cancel block stun with a crossover. Spider-Man comes out and Iron Man seems to be grayed out, signifying that perhaps briefly invincible or in an inactionable state. However, you can then see that whoever is controlling the Iron Man team is actually inputting Unibeam during Spider-Man doing his attack, and the Spider-Man seems to actually look like he is about to go back off screen and jump away, signified by this little half jump we see here that Spider-Man does before the Iron Man actually fully tags in, and now the Spider-Man is actually the one controlled by the player, where he then confirms from it and extends the combo. I think this is going to be very interesting for the defensive structure of this game, because this might allow the character who's getting saved by their crossover assist call in to actually then send out an option that might actually then in turn keep safe the assist that is now on the offensive, adding for massive amounts of defensive turnarounds and option selects. Lastly, but certainly not least, let's briefly look at the 4v4 tag function of the game, especially in this last bit here where it shows these hectic all-out brawls. Initially, I was wondering and even a little bit nervous about how exactly tagging would work in this game, but it seems like it might be as simple as your tag button plus a dedicated direction that a specific character is locked to depending on the slot they're in on the team. Normally, a tag fighter that's more than a 2v2, I've never seen a 4v4, so just a 3v3. If it has multiple assist attacks per character, has a separate assist 1 button for one of the characters and an assist 2 button for the second assist character, and you'll press the assist button plus a direction of that particular assist to do a particular move. But for here, it seems like each character will be locked to a move, possibly decided in the character select screen, and during the match there will be one dedicated assist button, and forward plus assist will call one, down and assist will call your second, and back plus assist will call your third. This is definitely interesting, but I'm a little bit concerned about how exactly this will affect combo execution and difficulty of actually using assist properly in intense situations. Maybe you have Robbie Reyes on your forward assist who has a really good poking tool since he's a Ghost Rider, but tapping forward is a little risky due to the space being taken up by the enemy team's zoning tools in neutral. Or maybe you have a combo that needs accurate timing with a follow-up that requires Storm, but she's in an awkward direction from where you're currently facing. I'm not sure, food for thought. However, it does seem like you still have actions that allow you to use the assist button during them, such as in block stun and during air dash, so maybe it's not as deep and difficult as I actually think. There's a couple other things that I wonder about, such as supers and DHCs and team hypers, but none of that was actually shown in the video besides something Star-Lord and Doom had, so I won't speculate on those thoughts in this video, as it would all pretty much just be hearsay that I have no sort of imaging or videos to back up. But anyway, make sure to like and comment, let me know what you noticed in the video and what theories you have. If anything I mentioned seemed like it might be a little bit on the money, if you're excited for, or if I've just completely airballed with my thoughts and theories. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next video.